Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as a follow-up to the collab video that I did with Rina on our top 10 favorite eyeshadows, I'm going to link both of these videos in the description box below, so don't forget to check them out because those are more like the talky video with the swatches and stuff. As a follow-up for that, I thought it might be really fun to do a tutorial with some of the eyeshadows that I showed in that video. Of course, I cannot include all of them because that's crazy even for my standards, but I did include some of my ultimate favorites and I went for this greenish, purplish kind of look. I'm really excited to be digging into these guys. It's been a really long time since I've used a bunch of these brands. So the first shadow I'm going to start with was not one of the shadows that I mentioned in my video, just because it's a kind of a transition matte shade, and I'm just going to take the opportunity to remind you again to check out the Notoriously Morbid matte eyeshadows. I have a video that I'm going to link up here for you, which is my top 10 Notoriously Morbid matte eyeshadows. I didn't mention them in my top 10 video just because I figured they're like a totally different category and you should definitely check them out. Anyway, I'm rambling way too long for something that I've already talked about before. So I'm going to grab Glass Protector from Notoriously Morbid, and it is a beautiful light pinky shade, and that's going to go pretty much above my crease as a transition for the darker shade, because after that we're going to go in with a very dark purple, and I figured I need something to blend out that really dark purple. So we're going to go in with Glass Protector, starting from here and taking it upwards. It's a beautiful shade. Then, just to blend the transition shade out and make everything more cohesive on my brow bone, I'm going to grab So Goes My Nation, which is also from Notoriously Morbid, and it is essentially a brow bone highlight shade. Nothing too spectacular or interesting about it. It just happens to be one of my favorite vanilla types of shades to highlight under the brow bone here. I like using mattes for that, in case you didn't know that. You can take the brush on which you had Glass Protector and just run it once again to blend again with the brow bone shade. Okay, we may go into Glass Protector a little bit later again, but now I'm going to take one of the eyeshadows that I did actually talk about in my top 10 video, and that is Jezebel from Concrete Minerals. This is the packaging, and Jezebel is one of my favorite, like, dark aubergine plummy type of purples. It is such a gorgeous shade, and I swear I haven't touched this eyeshadow in years. So I'm actually really excited to dig into it again, because it's been a very long time since she's been out of play. I really should take out my Concrete Minerals eyeshadows out for a spin. It's such a shame I don't do anything with them. Anyway, grabbing a slightly smaller crease brush. This is my favorite brush to define the crease with. It is a Zoeva brush, and I believe it is called the Lux Define Crease, just for reference. That's going in the outer part of my eye and through the crease. So just packing it a bit more here in the outer corner, and then making use of the shape of that brush to take it through the deep crease here in my socket. What a beautiful shade. What's wrong with me? Why am I not using Concrete Minerals? See, this video totally inspired me to dig back into my loose indie eyeshadows. Grab the somewhat more fluffy brush and a bit of Glass Protector and just fluff that around. And there you have it. We may go into this shade a little bit later, but for now we're going to lay down the lid shade. And I'm really excited for the lid shade because once again it's a shadow that I haven't used in such a long time. Excuse me, I'm just getting my glitter glue. And I don't really know why, because it's one of my favorites, and that is 15 Birds in 5 Fir Trees, which was one of my favorites that I talked about in the collab video with Rina. It is this beautiful forest green with pink sparkles in it. I hope that you can see the pink sparkles because they're absolutely stunning. Okay, An eyeshadow, especially like 15 Birds, requires pixie epoxy in my opinion, because it has very chunky glitter in it, and that chunky glitter really needs to stick to something. I've done a video before comparing different indie eyeshadow glitter glues, ranging from pixie epoxy being the stickiest one to Shadow Bind from Notoriously Morbid being the most liquidy one. Notoriously Morbid's one is the most user-friendly one, especially if you're starting to work with glitter glue. But I feel like once you get the hang of it, epoxy is probably the best way to go, because it just works across the board with all indie eyeshadows, not with mattes, and don't try to blend around it. But it works really well with like duochromes, multi-chromes, everything that has glitter or some sort of a shift in it. So, Firini Pixie Epoxy, you can see how incredibly gloopy it is, it's just so sticky. I always put a little bit of this on the back of my hand. I never apply it straight from the applicator onto my eye, because by now I would have a bunch of colors in here. And then I take my finger and then I just dab it over the part of the lid where I want the glitter eyeshadow to be. So I've already, as you see, done my crease work, because that works best with these types of glitter bases. And now I'm just going to put the really glittery eyeshadow. I'm going to take a very flat shader brush, dipping into the Shiro shade, and then going to start packing that on the lid, just pressing it very gently over the glitter glue. You're bound to get some fallout with these shades, but it's really not too bad once you get the hang of it. See how pretty that is? That is also, by the way, one of the reasons I never do like my foundation before I apply my eyeshadows, just because I feel like, what's the point of messing up my foundation with all kinds of colors when I can just do it afterwards and clean up everything. So you see, we're going for a very groundbreaking purple and green combination. Anywho, I'm going to dip back a little bit into Jazzball, so the dark purple shade, just so I can blend around the edges of the green and the purple. I'm not going to do very extensive blending, because otherwise most of the glitter might actually leave my eyeballs, and that's not the idea. Now I'm going to dip into another favorite, and that is from My Pretty Zombie, and it is the shade Weird Tent. Again, I mentioned that one in my top 10 video. It is one of the most beautiful, glowy, limeish type of green colors. I absolutely love this shade. That's going to go in my inner corners to kind of play up on the green tones of 15 Birds, tying with the whole green-purple situation. Do you see this? It's just crazy. This eyeshadow is insane. For my eyeliner, I'm just going to wing a very basic black wing with my Physicians Formula 2-in-1 booster. Going to speed through that, nothing interesting. For a bit of funs and giggles, I'm actually going to take this Vivid Brights liner from NYX in the shade Vivid Escape. It is a lime green kind of liner, and I'm going to apply that towards the inner part of my wing, just as a little, you know, pop of lime and an accent. And just kind of blend it into the black. And one way to merge these guys even better is to take a glitter liner. I'm going to take Distortion from Urban Decay, and then basically just apply it here in the center, just to kind of help the two glitter liners, well, the two color liners to merge a bit better. And because there's never enough glitter in the world. For my lower lash line, I'm going to take this NYX Faux Black Pencil in the shade Black Hole. It is a really dark purple, basically. Just as a base for the next eyeshadow we're going to put on top. Should probably sharpen that pencil. And the last favorite shadow that I'm going to use in this video is Momo from Notoriously Morbid. It is part of their... oh, what was it called again? Oh, the collection with all the monsters. I forgot the name. Anyway, doesn't matter. It's a beautiful purple-green duochrome, and I'm going to basically set the pencil and use it as my lower lash line color. Again, groundbreaking. So guys, this is how the finished look turned out, just in case you were wondering how my lower lashes turned out to be this bright. I basically just painted on the same NYX Vivid Brights liner on top of them because I really like the look of super bright lashes, especially now in the summer. I hope you like how the look turned out. I think it was really fun to dig into some of my OG indie eyeshadows. I think that's something that I really need to correct for myself and also for my channel, because this is originally how my channel started, just with love for these kind of loose indie eyeshadows that come in such a variety of like finishes and duochromes and multichromes and so on and so forth. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Don't forget to check out the original video that Rina and I recorded about our top 10 favorite indie eyeshadows. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!